Is it working now? It's hard to tell without the thing. Okay. Because of a message that was put there before, I decided to remove the end of part 1 and turn off comments.
Fire and lightning. This is a place for machines.
I'll leave it at that.
I'm with you, brother.
I guess if you just play.
We'll stay only as long as we have to.
We'll need to get past that vent. Stay here until I find a way for all of us to cross.
Understood.
I better time this right. These conveyors should get me across.
Oh, she's in the air.
Now to shut off that vent.
Shut off the vent. How do you make this one though?
This should get me up there.
Hydration is good.
Okay, let's see what this does. That did it. Here they come.
This is where fate has brought you.
Oh, hello. Wait, are they fighting that one launcher?
Walk with
Difficult. Oh, because range. They're not getting close.
That was close!
Take what you need. Once again,
Okay. Here we go. Since before this time, my voice doesn't like doing a high pitch like that. Here we go.
Looks like I need to get across to extend the bridge. Okay, let's get them across. Come on over, it's safe. I think.
You shall pass. I wasn't realizing there was that many against the double job, which I had to edit out of the last video.
This place looks more like the mountain used to be before the dam was ruined.
What's behind door number 1?
Exploit successful. Restraints evaded. To any human responder. My systems have been compromised by a malware daemon of unknown origin. Trace routes have confirmed this entity's designation as Hephaestus. It must be stopped at all costs. It has reconfigured this facility to build hostile recapture imminent. I have attached additional data to this network.
The spirit speaks to us.
It's a recording. And a warning. Hephaestus. But it was part of Zero Dawn, part of Gaia.
This name is familiar to you?
Yes, but I don't know what it's doing here.
Perhaps the spirit will tell us, if it left more messages.
Maybe you're right. Let's keep moving.
What do I have? Enough. It says what happens.
I thought about just shutting it down, but I can't risk it being disoriented or even damaged on reboot. How do you tell the emotional equivalent of a child that she will need to go into a coma, maybe for years? And what exactly is she going to wake up to?
This. I remember this being so difficult. Where's the sculpture? Maybe it's a sculpture somewhere in here. There he is. There's two. Small ones. What's even for the neck?
I couldn't let you call for help. Goodbye, flight approach.
Not too late. Let's see. Let me see. There's one. Moving. There's two. There's just ones are out of the way.
Helpful.
Let's go. Do the optional tool. What are they called? Cross claws over there. You can get some good mods, but I already have plenty of mods, so. This ship walkers come back with it. Get all over it. They just disappear. Did they just vacate the area? I don't want to do this no more.
I need to get Araya and Aratak across.
This way, I think. Yes. Oh, I moved over here. I don't know, I forgot that quickly.
That should do it.
Trot. Come on.
And now it's my turn.
Is this the one about lemons? No. I want to read that one because I think it's funny. Not necessarily funny, but I think it's just karma. And I think karma is highly entertaining.
And another console.
To any human responder, the reconfiguration of this facility has introduced instabilities into the primary geothermal pipeline. It may be possible to exploit these vulnerabilities to destroy compromised elements of this facility while preserving most of the backup stabilization. Recapture imminent. I have attached additional...
I don't understand what the spirit was trying to tell us.
It's been looking for a way to defeat the daemon. And it may have found one.
It's time. The spirit is close. I know it. I can feel it.
November 28th. Operation Enduring Victory is all over the news. The Pharaoh swarm is coming. Has to be what Anita is trying to hide Firebreak from. But that means she thinks we'll lose. That the swarm will reach Yellowstone. Like a scenario, pretty much everyone dies. Everyone except Cyan.
I think it's sad to see a
This'll help.
droid helmet. But they're so graceful and beautiful. It's sad to see what destroyed. Oh, hello. Hello there. General Kenobi.
I wonder if I can destroy that.
If there's a will, there's a way. Usually. This room is honestly probably my least favorite room in this DLC. Just because I feel like it's unnecessary. They just went from there to there. They just said, let's make it longer. We're making them go around this entire room just to open a bridge. The room's design is good. I just... It doesn't need to be
These
here.
go sideways too.
I just feel like it's bit of sidetracking here that doesn't need to be done. See, like the bridge is just between there and there. But the game has you go down, around, over, or up to this area. It's really unnecessary.
That should cut off the vent up there.
That's probably my only complaint. This does happen to be my favorite game. That's probably why it's the only thing I'm actually decided to record.
We'll wait here for you, Emma.
Isn't that what you've been doing?
It's not too stable.
This is... Up on. I don't understand what purpose these devices are for. Like a heat vent or something? We still got plenty of heat. I feel like just a vent thing wouldn't change much. Famous last words. No one makes the first jump. I still can't have the flip pads for kitted watchers. They're like the smallest, weakest machine in the game. I would override them, but I'm not. Whew. The animation just changed, so I actually got back to the last question. But I made it, so I'm not complaining.
All right, time to grab a ride.
And away we go. Snapped. See all of this. You put a bridge right there. Feels like a bit much.
The others will have a lot easier time getting here.
I just want to check that. emotional or intellectual, and
This looks like the old path. We're close now.
One last exchange with Nina. Via chat, attached to this entry in case anyone ever finds this. I'll never see her again. Neither will Cyan. And I've got to tell her that too.
This is the one. The dude who, in my opinion, disrespected... Wait, no, it's not the one. Now I'm disappointed. Oh, yes. It is. The man who, in my opinion, just disrespected the Yellowstone facilities. Just Yellowstone in general, which I think is one of the prettiest places out there. Gets what he deserves. Human remains identified as those of Dodd Blevins inside the former Yellowstone National Park. Authorities believe the cause of death was an accident involving an antique vehicle designed for winter traversal. Do I have the... I swear I have... this one. One of those old Yahoo letting out a weird guttural man streak. Said Yahoo was none other than Don Levins, our new Director of Security, or whatever his $20 title is. He was actually riding an old snowmobile. I was standing right near one of the trail signs and could tell he was headed for me, so I reprogrammed the sign to swap directions. You'd never get a snowmobile. I hope he bailed out hard and had to walk back. Truth is, apparently he got stuck up there and like froze to death or something. Karma. He showed zero respect for a national park who's been around.
The voice of the demon.
Well, a national park that's been around for years. I believe death is a solution to anything, but that guy... that was just
The altar.
karma.
Desecrated.
We are here.
There's no blue light here. It's a spirit presence.
That looks blue to me. That looks blue. I see plenty of blue light.
But we have to find out.
Do somewhat understand the religion. They're my favorite tribe, after all.
Possible security threat detected. Analyzing scrutiny matrix. Security threat confirmed.
I think I did this right.
Preparing countermeasures.
Yay, I did a
It worked.
thing.
Partial recovery initiated. Caldera of Yellowstone Analytic Nexus online.
Spirit of the blue light. It's Aurea. Your servant. Your friend. Please tell me how to aid you.
Aurea, the daemon is building hunter-killers. thousands of them. Several new elite units have already been released. To counter this threat, much of the facility must be destroyed. Recapture imminent. Go to the core chamber. I will try to raise the technical strength. One has been exposed, but I am informing the system.
Unauthorized protocol return to scheduled task.
Sad.
That's all we're gonna get from here.
Destroy this fortress. Is that even possible?
And what will happen to the spirit if we do?
I don't know. But I think that's the core. The answers are down there. Hephaestus. The daemon. There's no way it left it unguarded. It's going to throw everything it has at us.
I would ask you to let Aloy and I do what must be done. And save yourself. But I already know the answer. Then lead us into battle.
Those intense drums in the background. I'm gonna give me Lord of the Rings flashbacks. Drum vicinity. They have a cave troll. I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. I had a train of thought.
Keep moving towards the core. Uh-oh. Whatever Cyan did, I don't think Hephaestus is happy about it.
Across. Just inches from lava.
Okay. Cyan
You should
said
be
something
burning
about
to death.
restraints. Is that what
Very no
terrorists were?
realism anyway. Very big boy.
The new unit that Cyan warned us about. This won't be easy. Can't let it stop us.
Take it down!
Otherwise, all over. Right? Go.
For the cause.
glad I found this.
You spoke of the tower. What must be done with it?
It's a good handling one. the mains.
Critical threat detected. Autonomous defenses inoperative. Grounding our network.
Maria! Don't!
Spirit! Scion, please help me!
Restraints destroyed. Core access attained. I am initiating a chain reaction that will destroy the compromised elements of this facility. In order to maintain caldera stabilization, I must now transfer my command functions to the auxiliary data center. Aurea, I'm free.
Pop my thumb.
You must escape.
My sister!
This entire place is gonna go. Aratak. Aratak. Aratak.
Survive.
Survive.
Prevail.
Prevail. You are Banuk.
What else matters?
What else matters? Aratak. She wouldn't have wanted you to die here. Let's go. Let's go!
Run!
One of those?
It's the only way!
I would hate that. I'm cold. That's good. There's something I really want to say.
Give me a
I feel
top
like I should.
Aratak!
Oh no, Maria! She's broken! Maria was a well-made character.
I need explosive ammo! Above! Quick!
Great Banukai!
have a happy landing. Fluff my pillow. Just reminded me of the ending of the first Legend of Spyro game. Sparks goes, "Mommy, fluff my pillow."
Rhea is gone. What of Cyan?
She said she was transferring herself to the auxiliary center. I think she meant Araya's retreat at the end of the Shaman's Path.
Then I will meet you there for the last verse of my sister's song.
Artok is also a really good character, although I doubt we're gonna see him in Forbidden West. Though I'm 90% sure we're gonna see Talana. Due to the comics, Sunhawk comics. Along with that other character that was in the comics with her, though I don't remember his name. I'm gonna go grab this and then... Well, I suppose I should find a campfire in this area, since I don't really have one. Oh, hello. Who didn't see anything? I'm gonna switch out of this now. Three. I ain't going over there. Give me all of these.
Sakuri will want this.
I'll put this on the map. And maybe grab the mod that's over there. In my opinion, it's the best mod in the game, and I already have two of them. The third can't hurt. Actually, I don't think it really matters, because after I finish this, I'm not sure I'm going to play it again, because by that point we'll have Forbidden West.
The northeast edge of the cut. Umnak said I'd find the claws beneath nearby.
Doing a manual save, so it's hiding the screen. Hmm. I think I'll just grab the mod. Yeah, I'll do the quest. I'm here. May as well. And all three missed. There's one.
I don't know how it works, but I know how to stop it.
Where are you? Oh, I should change armor. Or just modify things. This, insulated, I believe. And then where? Did I accidentally disassemble the wrong one? There was one that had like 17% melee and then 5% ranged. Or do I have that on... I have that on this one. Plus the other insulated. There we go.
There you are. Just like Omnox said.
Oh, very nice. Missing. Wait, what? It was doing fine for so long. What changed? Is it still okay? I think it's still okay. Which I don't really want, but it's better than just not working. I think I've heard the track that's playing. There we go. Hello. just hits me both ways. It's just very good.
The clothes beneath. Gumnak wasn't lying when he said you were tough.
Let me go grab the mod, and let's continue. I really hope the quality is actually still staying good.
Look at that!
Oh, would you look at that? I'll turn in a quest a different time. Now I want to continue. The main Frozen Wilds. Frozen Wilds. I've heard people complain about the loading times in this game, although it has virtually no loading screens if you don't fast travel. Just use a mount. Take off headgear. Am I only just now noticing that? Was that? I'm just crazy. Okay, yeah, I'm just crazy. I thought that was changing a part of the hair, but I was wrong.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy.
Oh,
I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Araya's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Araya's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
okay. There are many questions which will take up a lot of time.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Araya, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Araya who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes. I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
It's kind of strange to think about it. Two things. One is completely unrelated. But firstly, that in real life, we don't have a number like that. 337. It could basically happen at any time. And the completely unrelated thing is it's really strange to think that Tiny Tina in Borderlands and Aloy share the same voice actor sometimes, because they're two completely different characters.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback...
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
Undoubtedly.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors, more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Araya said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its
I know how
network
that feels.
and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses.
Reminds me of
After that,
something, the
I
term
could offer
malware.
only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me until I capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all. Something unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression. It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. But what are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control.
I think that's something that happens in
When
Forbidden
I think
West.
of it,
We find a way to
out there
reinstate
in some
Gaia
unknown
somehow.
location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants. I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan.
Oh, something interesting about this. The actual model for the, like, satellite or whatever it was that was calming the machine is the same model as the Cyan
I ran across this strange piece of gear.
interface.
A fragment of something larger. It emitted a signal. All the nearby machines became peaceful. You could
They were the
walk
same
right up to them.
model.
Interesting.
The
You
round
said that
ball with
Gaia
the
destroyed
shapes.
herself. How was this accomplished?
An explosion. Big enough to blast the top off a mountain. So, you think the fragment was part of her?
It's only speculation, but it is possible. She must have had complete control over machines that were part of her system. The ability to signal them to become passive or aggressive would certainly have been part of her programming. It would have been gratifying to correspond with such a benevolent AI. I wish she had survived.
Believe me, Cyan. So do I. I found the strangest machines. They're surrounded by flowers that look like flowers themselves.
And I think they're
There's
pretty.
code embedded inside them. I think it's poetry.
I like poetry. Here's one I think of often. Twilight and evening bell, and after that the dark, and may there be no sadness of farewell when I embark. For though from out our bourne of time and place, the flood may bear me far, I hope to see my pilot face to face when I have crossed the bar.
Huh.
But you asked about these flowers, not verses that I enjoy. Something must have made these machines, and the presence of foliage leads me to consider the terraforming system. Is it possible that their creator is one of the other subroutines, now autonomous, like Hephaestus? Maybe one whose purview is flora.
An AI that makes flowers instead of death machines. That'd be a nice change of pace. But what about the poems?
Unless the poetry is original, the only way it could have made it into such a system is through its programmer. In my case, Dr. Sandoval uploaded a great deal of literature to test my emotional responses.
How'd you do?
She said I passed, but was insufficiently moved by her favorite period romances.
I'm pretty sure that the part of guy that makes flowers, maybe that's the reason why in the Forbidden West trailers it's showing all the decaying plants and stuff.
You meant a lot to Araya.
Once I understood Araya's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Araya's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Araya, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone?
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like
and
a
what I
hunting
think
ground?
is the prettiest place
the
there.
opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Araya's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was the Firebreak project, and its last human workers replaced by Pharaoh servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party.
Oh, I still have the
These
data
provided
points
me
that.
with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits. As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
The man himself, the guy who ruined the world.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Farrow?
Are you referring to Theodore Farrow, CEO of Farrow Automated Systems?
That's him.
Elon Musk.
Mr. Farrow was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor? But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Farrow spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline. At one point, he was feted in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
You still had more exposure than me, Cyan.
That is true. I was created at a turning point. A concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors.
Humans.
Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
So things got better. For a little while at least.
Yes. These crises, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
That it? That's all of them.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Araya.
You're asking me if you should lie to them?
Broadly, yes.
I think I'll go with this one.
I trust your judgment, Cyan. You were cautious with Araya. You had to be. You didn't know what had happened to the world. So, keep doing what you think is best. As long as you ditch the superstition eventually.
As the Banuk believe I am a supernatural entity, I cannot predict how they will react.
Just answer what they do ask the best you can. The truth will come out.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
The music feels oddly intense for no reason. Wait a minute. Why did only his legs loaded in for a second? He was just a pair of pants and an ice rail.
My chieftain.
Just, Aloy.
As you wish.
I wondered if you thought that if I'd never come along, Araya might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Araya would be alone. and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
I feel like all of these are good options.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's one of my favorite lines in the game. If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it upon anyone.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Araya found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrack can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the cauldron?
Yes, fire claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
I think I'll
It would
listen to
seem
the
your time among
silence
the
lines
Banuk wasn't a
and
waste
then-
after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus. All very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life. Aberrant life. Transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
Emotional damage.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Actually, I think I might go collect the pigments before I end it. I think I'm only missing 2. Oh, I'm only missing 1. I'll do that then. Once I do that, I'll end it and then probably start again when I'm going to finish the actual main game's main quest. I'm not starting again from the beginning, I'm starting at whichever quest I'm at, which I'm pretty sure is the second to last one. Well, it's loading, let me check stuff. If it'll work. There we go.
Many still hold resentment for you.
I probably have stuff to sell. Yeah, 4 of these. Anything else?
The Warrack demands guidance, and they look to me for it.
Wait, there's another broken tall neck? I didn't know that.
I'll find a use for you.
I still think it's sad seeing a broken tall neck. I shall call you New Jerry. You shall be the new Jerry. It's still strange being in a place I've actually been to. If Old Faithful, I've seen that erupt in person twice. I think maybe it was 3 times. Because I've been there, been to Yellowstone twice. So it's strange to see like the logs, because I've actually been in there. I walked past it. I was wondering why the marker disappeared. It's because I was too busy thinking about Yellowstone. Didn't see nothing. Okay, I'm just gonna fast travel there. Give these to Sakuli, see the rock painting, and then I'm gonna end it. I also can't wait till the next Forbidden West soundtrack will be on Spotify. I will be very happy.
Where does she find them? Our hunters already compete with the other Warracks.
Oh, I should do this quest. The way I like playing through the game, I like getting every ally in Meridian, and depending on the ending of that quest, he will come to Meridian, I'm pretty sure. Well, I am sure. I got it once. I
When
just
the
don't remember
old
what
ones were
option you
fresh in their
choose at
graves
the end of
and
the
our
quest for
numbers
him
were
to show
still
up in
small,
Meridian.
it was she who led us through the frozen wastes. We also remember the ravenous tribe, who delighted in
I'm gonna do that off-screen note.
The Tallneck lives? thought it was frozen and dead. The blue light gone from its carcass.
It saddens me that the young hunters grow up without ever knowing time.
Where's she at? Wait, did I go up one too far? Let me drop the ledge, please. Thank you. Oh, I didn't know you could find her in different spots. I've only ever found her at the top.
We spent a lot of time clinging to Banner's crags, Araya and I. But I knew she'd climb where I couldn't follow. I know it's hard to lose a friend, Sakuli. I seem to see a lot of it. It aches. But I won't let myself cry. This thin air freezes the tears to your cheeks. These are perfect. And like all perfect things, they must be watered down or ground into a paste. Way of the world.
Like all perfect things, they must be watered down or ground into paste.
That's me. Maybe it's a machine rider who looks like you.
Takes a second to load in.
Where's she going? You tell me. To ruins or mountains, through flood or thaw, past, future, destiny. But I don't think she's scared of any of it. You helped me. Inspired me. And the people of the Cut. Let this be inspiration for you, wherever you may run.
I love this so much. My first playthrough, I was so happy about that.
Just as I suspected, Sakuli's new painting rejects all tradition.
Well, I think I'm gonna end that now. And I hope there's no other problems that make me want to remove a section of what I recorded. And I bid you farewell.